Well, hi, everybody. Thank you for letting us join your online, digital, virtual success day. My name's Eïdana O Hara. I'm here with our president, Mr. Greg Moana, and we've been asked to share just a few thoughts about the end of the year. Can you believe that?
I cannot. Here we are at the end of a really crazy year, right?
Yeah.
Incredible what's happened in 2020, and I think most of us are excited that the year's coming to a close for several reasons. Maybe a little bit of bad and crazy and all the incredible crazy stuff out there, but I think a lot of people are happy because they're looking back going, wow, I've achieved some unbelievable results, even though we've had all these issues out there. And that's exciting. What an incredible business.
I know. I was going to ask you a little bit about that, because just like each one of you, where were we when it was March, wasn't it? When they said that the governor came out and said, hey,
close it down.
We're closing down our business. And we'd never heard that. It was completely unprecedented that we don't want you to go to work anymore. We want you to stay at home. And we were like thinking about all of you. And imagine at that time getting to here we are at the beginning of the fourth quarter, looking back. Could we have ever imagined it would have worked out like this?
No, not at all. I mean, unfortunately, I was thinking the worst.
Me too.
Yeah. You know, that we couldn't get product out anymore, and FBOs couldn't be ordering, getting their 4CCs. I mean, there's a lot of bad things going through my mind. But you know what? We fought hard. I know Gary and his team and all of us here, you know, we're looking at all the options, making sure that we could keep that product flowing. But the most important thing to me was the incredible effort and
creativity,
work and creativity that we saw coming from all the FBOs around the world. And just want to thank you guys again for never giving up, and not just for yourselves and for the benefits that you got, but for what you did for all the people in your downlines and people around you. You honestly gave them hope through a really tough time. There's still a lot of people out there that are going through a tough time. And thankfully here in Forever, you know, we've been blessed and we've been able to move on. And that's the message that we can give to those people who are going through a hard time. So there's still a lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah. And as we look back, just think about the stages of, and you guys experienced the same thing as, like you said, Gary's team, and we had to work towards getting the essential label onto our product movement. And so we're grateful for all of the investment that you and Rex have made to put in our own supply chain, really, you know, and that uninterrupted supply of product was a primary focus I know that you had. We know it's not been perfect. And we've seen some issues with product supply around the world, but in general, the guys and girls that work in that have done extremely well, and that's amazing to see.
And you know what our big challenge is right now?
Yeah,
keeping up with the demand. Isn't that incredible to even be able to say that?
I know the raw material dates getting longer and all of that, you know, and I remember, and talking about creativity, innovation, I remember talking to our friends over in Romania, Gabor and Dora, and they called and said, we have to close the product center, and we have to move everything online. And I think this was the end of March. And by the beginning of April, they had moved the entire operation online. And I remember they said that in one day, they had to work with 400 FBOs to teach them what their passwords were.
Wow. Now,
Romania is higher in volume than they were this time last year. And that's because of the creativity.
And all online.
All on 100% online.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You know, and you think about all over Africa, you know, and we've learned, even some places, we were talking to some great friends of ours from the Democratic Republic of Congo recently, that they still have issues with connectivity because Wi-Fi is so expensive. Mm-hmm. And say they've now moved to be doing conference calls and voicemail blasts to help build their business. And their businesses are responding remarkably to that. Malaysia's up over 100%. And they had to go from 100% in-person product centers to about probably 60 or 70% online. This is the kind of innovation we're seeing in Forever. And it's just amazing to see that. Now, here we are, Greg, the fourth quarter. And it's great to see all that's happened. What are you thinking about as we as a company move into this last 3 months of the year?
Well, I mean, the obvious thing is chairman's bonus and the global rally incentive, and just finishing the year strong. And you and I played a little bit of football in our youth, right? And I can just, every time I get to the end of something, I can hear that coach yelling fourth quarter. And that means we're in the last part of the game, fourth quarter, 2-minute drill, right? There's 2 minutes left in the game. And that's when you give your heart and you pour all your energy into what you're doing. And that is the hardest thing to do because you're tired. You've already done this whole game, right? So we've done this whole year. We've fought, we've worked hard, and a lot of people decide it's vacation time. I just want to kick my feet up and relax. But this is the time where you put in your heart and soul and you work the hardest, because that's when you're going to see the greatest benefits of all the efforts you've done throughout the year. That's when it multiplies. That's when it becomes even bigger than what you imagined maybe it would be. So right now it's go full steam ahead. Don't stop. Continue to recruit. Continue to do your meetings. Continue to motivate. Continue to keep your eye on your 2020 goals.
Right.
What were your 2020 goals? Think back. Look back. Remember where you're at. Track everything that you're doing and make sure that you're on track to complete chairman's bonus, if that's what your goal was, to complete global rally incentive, to make sure that you end up, maybe you're fighting for GLT right now to get to, we got a few of them really close, and an interesting thing Nick and I were just talking about is every year we get to January 3rd, 4th, we get the reports, we look, and we're amazed that there's someone that's at 2,488 cases, and they didn't make it to 2,500. Or whatever that case may be. Don't sell yourself short. Make sure you understand where you need to be and make sure you make it past that mark. Don't stop right at the finish line. You can have one of the best years ever in 2020, but you got to push hard right now. Now's the time to do it.
Oh, that's a great observation. And one of the things that I've been thinking about too is a lot of these guys now are seeing a second wave of this pandemic.
Yeah.
And I know that's tiring.
It is.
I know. I was just talking to my mom this morning, and she lives in England, and they've said there's a chance they're going to be locked down for another couple months. And she was frustrated, and I can hear that she's tired, and it's easy to quit at that point. But just like Greg's saying, this is the moment where you separate yourself from the crowd, because the rest of the crowd are going to sit by and say, I wonder what the government's going to give me. I wonder what I can get out of this scenario. I wonder what's going to be coming to me. Our invitation to you is you go out and get it. We have a business that enables you to have access to great product, to have access to an opportunity that can provide financial security, an opportunity that you can help others with, and you can do it all from your own home. You can do it all from your safe, socially distant space. This is a great opportunity for you now to reach deep within you and say, I'm gonna leverage these opportunities. And like Greg said, this fourth quarter, and we're not talking about soccer. We should remind them of that, right? Okay. We're talking about football, American football, and that game is won or lost with inches. The whole purpose and idea of that game is to move the ball inches, inches, inches. And that may be strange that you that don't know the football. To us, it is simply a beautiful game. And that is this idea that all of these 11 men can work together to produce enough force to move the ball 1 or 2 inches. You do that over and over again, you get yards. When you get yards, you get first downs. When you get first downs, you get touchdowns. You get touchdowns, you get championships. That's where you're at. That moment now when you're tired, we understand that. To be honest, we get a little tired too. Every day there's another piece of news, another piece of, we've got to be creative and innovative to make it work. And we're in that position every single day. But then I just go into Greg's office, or Greg goes into Gary's office, or into Garen's office, or with Navaz, or with Rex, or wherever it might be. and we pump up, we get ready, and we go out and do it again. And that's what being a leader and being a champion is all about. So Greg, we're at the end of it now. This is the 3 months left, right?
Yep, 3 months.
Great time to focus on your 2020 goals. Is it a good time to think about 2021?
Absolutely. You know, it's a start. Some people may be saying, oh, I'm so far away from my 2020 goal. Maybe it's chairman's bonus and, you know, whatever happened, and continue to try hard and try to make it, but for sure be thinking about what can I do now to set myself up for 2021.
Eagle manager.
So I'm Eagle manager, so I'm chairman's bonus qualified, and that you're achieving all the goals that you want to. Absolutely be thinking about that and strategizing how you're going to get there.
We certainly are.
Yeah.
And no I can tell you, we're working on some really exciting things, because out of this crisis has become some great innovation. I was on a call this morning and I said to him, the next 5 years is going to be incredible, because even though a lot of our people might be working from home, there's a lot of stuff happening. We've got some new product designs coming out that you're going to love. We've got some new product innovation that you're going to love. We're working on creative ways to enable to recognize you from a global point of view if you can't travel. That's another part of the business that we're really focusing on now. We're looking at ways to improve our digital offering, our online offering, ways to make our company policies match this new and diverse way to do business. All of these things are going on a day-to-day basis, and we're really excited about those. We're excited about the future, but as importantly, we're excited about tomorrow. And you should be too, because there's so much on offer for you. Greg, one last word before we say goodbye to all of our friends throughout the world that are enjoying Digital Success Days right now.
Hey, be positive. Look for the opportunities. You know, I heard on the news this morning also about Europe and going through this second wave, and immediately came to mind opportunity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity, and I hate to say that because there's a lot of people suffering, but there's opportunity not just to make money. Come on, guys, let's be real. We are helping people. We are giving them hope. We are letting them be healthier. Their immune system's getting stronger, so forth and so on. And they have an opportunity to provide for their family and to feel important and gain self-confidence. What better opportunity is there in the world? It's forever. Go take advantage of it, use it, and watch the benefits grow for you. We love you guys, and we can't wait to see you.
See you soon.